Let's go.
Ooh. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. See you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday, pay it forward Friday, we're seizing the day. Digital finance, harmony of love, serving food the what goes to, rising as the beat and it's Eastern on P2GTV. Breakfast with the Thomases, come eat with me.
Y'all know
Grand Rising, y'all. What's going on? What's going on?
Yes, Grand Rising family. How we doing? What we doing on a Monday?
We doing well. Oh yeah.
Well, we speaking for everybody but you, brother. How are we?
It was a nice weekend. It was a very nice weekend. Very
Yes,
quiet
it
and relaxed.
was this beautiful weekend. And it was hot, but it was beautiful. Any great. People still got out there. Folks was in the streets.
Yeah, they were in the street. I don't know why, but they were in the streets.
In them streets is what you mean you don't know why? You know why. Grand Rising, everybody. Y'all know why. Y'all know what went down this weekend. Come on. People are like,
look, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm sorry, the weather kept it 100.
Yes,
100 plus over the weekend.
Yes, it did.
So it was.
It did it on its own. Let's go, family. I'm getting ready. Y'all know I'm making sure we got ourselves rocking and popping up in this battle.
Oh, it's so glad to have you guys. I hope you guys had a great weekend.
I'm looking at numbers on different platforms. These mofos are still asleep. Wake the hell up. Let's go.
I don't know why they sit there to get up.
Let's go. Get it up.
Get up and rise. It's breakfast with the Thomases.
Don't start singing. We talked about that.
There she goes.
Okay.
See?
Look, I try to let them know.
I want you guys to hear what's going on here. See,
don't do it.
There's a point of Mental Wellness Monday that I have to take a part of, and she's trying to dampen my spirits, but we ain't gonna let her hear that.
I'm trying to save y'all the insanity. Let's go. Let's go.
Hear all of that.
Okay, everybody, we done did enough cracking today. How y'all doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good.
So this is Mental Wellness Monday. It's the time for us to get it popping after the weekend, after whatever madness, wonderful, amazingness that we did and went through this weekend. Because we call it the weekend, but it's really just days off for us to get to and re-energize for the work week, and that's what we do. We just take the time off, we re-energize, get right back to it. What we call that is grind. And here we have Breakfast with the Thomases to help you to take the grinding out of your grind. So you are starting to find passion once again on a Monday morning. I'm talking about it. That you are waking up and you are rising grandly. And guess what? That you see today as an opportunity. That's what it's about.
I love that.
Right in. You came right in at the right time, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. Okay.
Bring it up.
Okay. I have a lot of cool people that pop in from everywhere. And even on our Twitch, I've noticed that a lot of our Twitchers that come in, Grand Rising, everybody, love you, from everywhere. We got a lot of folks that promote their website through our show. And so I let them know, you know what? I don't even mind. As long we are not so just to give you a heads up, if it's like XXX or something that's not family friendly, we ask that you don't post it. This channel promotes Twitch channels, which if you see them in our chat, I would check it out. But please be mindful, we don't know them, and we do not condone
endorse.
Or we don't endorse. Okay, I condone people doing business, but I tell everybody, do your own homework before you click a link. Put it in, copy and paste it. Put it in Google, and I teach tech, so all this keeps us safe. Put it in Google and just check to see what the ratings are and the reviews. Baby, I'm gonna tell you right now, we're not gonna leave you out there. If you're doing good business, it'll show up. Please forgive me. I am sweating up in here. Oh my Lord. Oh. Mr. Thomas.
I don't know why you sweating. It is a cool, relaxing 70 degrees on a Monday morning.
Not my
You wanna yearn?
now my studio said I got lights for you. I got heat for you. I got lights in your world for you. And we're gonna have some fun.
I
Because
got light, yeah, with that.
every Monday now show is based off of information with information and education basically. We're going to find out some stuff today about the world that we can then go powerfully into. Now, see, when you don't know, you can say, I didn't know. But when you know, you have a choice.
You do have a choice.
You know, I only see the people hanging around that want a choice. That's the ones that hang around. They actually want to have a choice because they know now more than they knew before. Some people get on, child, I already know about that. The question ain't about what you know, baby. It's about what you know to do with what you're doing. What you're doing, what you know.
And that's pretty cool.
That changes.
Get up off the soapbox and take some action. Get up off the soapbox.
They don't want to hear about it. You know, I had a bit of a. We watched Michael this weekend, and I heard a song that really resonated with me the first time I saw this video, and then there's 2 videos, and so I got to watch there was a few really great things. But one song that resonates with me that our show is really about is they don't really care about us. And you need to remember that. There is no one in the world that has a requirement to care about you other than you. And when you really care for yourself, that means you will go out there and find out how to power up, baby. You are going to want to get the most information that's useful.
Shout out Doc Bay.
Power your life. So that's why we on with the Mental Wellness Monday. So let's get some mental wellness on, Mr. Thomas. When it's going on, brother, what we doing?
We're talking about the dollar. We're talking about the dollar this morning. I want you guys not to be so. Don't be too bent out of shape about it. But the stockpile, gold is being stockpiled, and you guys need to know why it's being stockpiled and how it affects you and your bottom line. Truly, I'm not going to do a whole bunch of talking today. Today was just really mental and downtime and just being in the space so you guys can receive information so you can ask questions. And this is what we're doing. I'm going to drop this for you guys so you guys can get the information. I'm going to bring this to the screen. And pay attention.
That's right. That's all we can do.
So I get my mouse in the right spot.
So there's a former nuclear bunker in Switzerland that's being quietly filled with gold. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of ounces. Now, at first, I assumed it was a central bank behind this because who else buys gold at that scale? But it turns out it's a private company, but not just any company, one whose entire business depends on people trusting the US dollar, which is strange enough, but it gets stranger. This company is also one of the largest US Treasury debt holders on earth, larger than Germany, Israel, or Saudi Arabia, which means they are simultaneously buying the asset that backs the dollar and the asset that people run to when confidence in currencies collapse, which is when I realized the question isn't why are they buying so much gold? It's what do they know about what's coming next that we don't? The company is called Tether, and despite being virtually unknown to most Americans, it has quickly become the most important dollar business in the world. With more than 120 million people in over 160 countries using it to save, spend, and in some cases even escape the collapse of their own currencies. Now, every digital dollar that Tether issues is backed by a reserve, the majority of those reserves being US Treasuries, which is how Tether has become the 17th largest holder of US government debt in the world, which is also why what Tether is doing with their profits is worth paying attention to. So last year, something in Washington changed that connects all of this. The Genius Act was signed into law. Now, most of the news coverage focused on how this impacted crypto, but U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said something that stood out to me. He described stablecoins, which Tether is a type of, as the future for demand of U.S. debt. See, under the Genius Act, any stablecoin that's issued for a digital dollar had to be backed by U.S. Treasuries or Treasury-like assets, meaning every time Tether issues a dollar stablecoin, there is an equal demand for US debt being created. But this isn't just some small potato story. It's a big deal. Right now, the stablecoin market is worth roughly $300 billion. And forecasts predict that by the end of the decade, it could be worth $2 to $4 trillion. See, for decades, the US has relied on foreign governments and central banks to be the largest buyers of US debt, but then something changed. US treasuries have been selling off, and instead, these central banks have been moving into physical gold at a time when the US needs buyers more than ever. See, the US isn't just borrowing money anymore. It's borrowing money to pay the interest on money it's already borrowed. And to keep up with that, that's where you need constant buyers. But as these buyers leave, analysts have been asking, who is going to buy the debt? Which is where stablecoins have become a lifeline for the future of the dollar. And at the center of it all is Tether. Okay, so here's the math. Tether holds roughly $125 billion, give or take, of US treasuries right now. That's all debt that the US has to pay interest on. Interest that is pure profit in Tether's pocket. Now, at current rates, we could be looking at upwards of $13 billion a year that Tether's getting just from the interest on the debt it holds. But where is all of that profit going? Into gold. We're talking about physical gold bars, not ETFs, not some kind of futures contract, but the real deal. Bought and paid for and shipped to a nuclear bunker in Switzerland that their very own CEO has described as a, quote, James Bond kind of place, which makes sense because they hold over 150 tons of physical gold, which puts them in the top 30 gold holders in the entire world, more than the central banks of Australia or the UAE. Now, to be fair, Tether does have their own gold-backed digital token, meaning a digital token backed by physical gold. And some would argue that all these gold purchases are being done just to support that arm of the business. But the more I researched this, the harder it became to dismiss as just supporting their token. Because Tether is not just buying physical gold, they're investing in gold infrastructure, gold distribution. And it's not just the amount that they own, but the speed at which they're acquiring it. In 2025 alone, Tether bought more gold than any other nation on earth besides Poland. Think about that, a company whose sole existence is reliant on the dollar's success, the dollar's buy-in confidence in the dollar, and is closely tied to those in positions of power here in the US, is buying more gold than the entire sovereign world. Why? Before I share my thoughts, tell me your theories in the comments below. I want to hear from you. Now, when questioned about this, their CEO answered that their gold strategy exists not to support their gold token, but a direct quote, to remove ambiguity at a time when confidence in the monetary system is weakening. The person running the world's largest dollar operation, the supposed lifeline and future of the dollar, just came out and said that the monetary system is weakening, a system where the dollar is the foundation of it. So what does Tether know? What do the people specifically closest to the system know about what's coming next that the rest of us don't? Well, the more I started to dig into Tether and who is connected to it, I quickly realized that those who are managing the reserves, writing the rules, and running the US expansion were all deeply tied to our current political and financial system. Tether's reserves, they aren't managed by some obscure financial organization. They're managed by Cantor Fitzgerald, one of the primary brokers that sits close to the US Treasury and one of the few institutions that's authorized to trade directly with the Federal Reserve itself. Now, Howard Lutnick was the head of Cantor Fitzgerald, but he left to become the US Secretary of Commerce, which is a role that oversees everything from business and trade to technology to national security, leaving Fitzgerald behind to be run by his two sons. Then you have Bo Hines, who helped shape the Genius Act, the very act that's supposed to save the dollar, from inside the White House, now is running Tether's US operations. The people building the rules, managing the operations, they are increasingly overlapping. And whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing isn't really the point I'm trying to make. The point is that these people who are making these decisions at Tether, they aren't outsiders. In fact, they are insiders who have a very specific view of the dollar system, the debt crisis, and what the bigger plan could be. Which brings us back to the question we started with. Why is Tether buying so much gold? Because this ultimately isn't a story about Tether. It's a story about your retirement account, your savings account, your annuity, your pension, everything that lives inside of the dollar-denominated system. If every dollar-denominated asset ultimately sits on top of the U.S. Treasury market, and the company at the center who's responsible for saving the U.S. Treasury market is taking every dollar they earn and investing it into physical gold, what does that tell you about what they could be planning next? Last year, I reported on a U.S. devaluation scheme where Russia blew the whistle on the U.S. following the passing of the Genius Act. Vladimir Putin's senior advisor, Anton Kobiakov, came out and said that the U.S. was planning to push stablecoin adoption onto the rest of the world, and once they had global buy-in, would turn around and devalue it.
America is trying to change the rules in the gold and cryptocurrency markets. Remember how much debt they have, $35 trillion, driving everyone where? Into the cryptocurrency cloud. Right now they have a $35 trillion currency debt. They move it into crypto, into the cloud, devalue it, and start from scratch.
Once enough of the U.S. debt was pushed out into stablecoins, that's when the U.S. could do a global rug pull. See, stablecoins, which includes Tether, gets their name by being a stable asset. Essentially, one stablecoin is pegged to a real asset that gives it its stable value. In the case of Tether dollars, we're talking about $1 US is back to $1 worth of U.S. Treasury asset. But in the future, let's say that Tether, with the U.S. government behind them, decides to devalue. Suddenly, this over here is only worth 50 cents to every $1 of U.S. Treasury asset. That would mean everyone holding stablecoins would have their wealth devalued by 50% overnight. But here's the kicker. Even if you don't touch stablecoins, you would still pay the price. The entire dollar system would be impacted. Everyone holding any kind of dollar-denominated asset would have their wealth devalued. We're talking about your savings, your retirement, the value of your paycheck, which is why when Kobiakov gave this global warning last year, he even said, fool me once, shame on you, right? Fool me twice, because he was referring to 1933, when President Roosevelt pulled a fast one on American citizens, confiscating gold bullion. Rare and unusual coins were exempt, but effectively, right, revaluing gold, the dollar, it devalued anyone who held the fiat currency, while those who held gold, right, were protected. The same thing in 1971. He, of course, was referring to President Nixon closing the gold window, right, ending dollar convertibility, delinking the dollar from gold. That was a default in its own right. The United States defaulted on its promise to other nations that they could convert their dollar reserves into gold, ultimately reinforcing the same lesson that's happened time and time and time again throughout history. If you hold the real physical underlying tangible asset, you hold real wealth, real power. If you hold the item that is pegged to it, right? If you have something pegged to it, whether it's a physical dollar, a dollar in your wallet, a dollar in your bank account, or a stable coin digital dollar, ultimately the rules can and will be changed on you every time to save the system. Now, the sad part is often people don't learn their lesson, even though history has shown us time and time again how this plays out, right? Financial ruin for those who are unprepared, and prosperity and opportunity for those who understand what's coming next and take action before it's too late. Now, if you're one of those people out there watching who is seeing the signals and understands what's happening, but wants to know what you personally can do to protect your wealth, how you can protect your wealth with physical gold and silver, that's what we do here at ITM Trading. We help people just like you create a custom strategy for what is coming next. I know you've worked too hard for what you have to leave it to chance, which is why we are here, real people with real answers to your questions. So call us at the number below. Call us, or down in the description, there's a link where you can
All right, all right. Welcome back.
Were they able to get the information for the
Yep.
link? Okay, so what I want to do is I always give homage to, we show much respect and homage to the platforms in which share the information, because it's what we need as a community, everybody. This is information so that we can make a move, not so that we can keep talking about it until our faces are blue. This is not happening into the near future. This has been happening for some years, and we've only been here for 4 years sharing that with you. Okay. So, with that being said, what have you done with the information that you've gotten? What
Well,
can you do?
first of all, I want you guys to well, let me put it this way.
Want to break it down?
Let's keep it simple and let's start step by step instead of trying to take you guys up. If you guys are familiar with some cryptocurrency, you've heard us use the word stable coin many a times on this platform. A stable coin just means it is backed by the dollar or pegged to the dollar.
That
The
dollar.
value.
I must be very clear. All stable coins are not backed by 100% by dollars.
No, not.
And let me just finish because I want to make sure very clearly. Please do the research on the actual white paper, and people go, oh, here we go. If you don't read, you stay broke. Okay. So if that's the point in which your ears turn off, this is not for you. This is not, because I tell people, financial security is not for the weak. It's not for the people who don't want to read. So let's get that straight. I'm going to tell you just like my mama told me. Okay. You're going to have to do what you got to do to get what you got to get. So stop the nonsense. All right. Don't fall for the okie doke.
And sometimes it's going to cause you some nights of sleep to get this thing.
Nice to sleep. You just have to start adapting to reading the fine line. And don't take nobody's word for it. That's why you got to read, so you don't believe everything you're told. So let's get back into that. Every stable coin, every cryptocurrency ever created
has a paper.
Any value has a actual white paper or a blue paper. You're going to see some sort of financial structure around it. So no, they didn't just slap it to the dollar and say, yo, when you get this, you get $1. So please don't take what you said as lightly as it came out. They didn't start the reserve. That's not the new digital reserve on the blockchain. And to be very honest, we talked about this on our show about a year ago. When the government, and this is before Trump even came in, and I'm gonna share this with y'all.
Because it was already on the table.
Let me clarify something. I don't care who you voted for. You have got to, like they said, you gotta pay attention to following the money yourself. When Tether came out, Tether was not pegged to all of that. They didn't even have their gold backed product. And while the man may say it's not tethered to gold, that because we now have Tether gold traveling at the same balance as gold, which just means that guess what? You can't turn Tether into physical gold, but you can make finances and profits with the growth of gold. You can stabilize your finances in Tether gold, just like you did with Tether dollar. Oh my God, right? Let me clarify something about
that. Say that again, because I'm sure not everybody got that.
No, you got to come to class. I told you I show up on Wednesday and stop trying to get everything out my mouth right now. What you need to be doing is paying attention. This is a replay. It's recorded. Y'all can go back and watch it. All right, good. So while we on the same page, let's move forward. The bottom line is Tether, about a year and a half ago, went through a serious scrutiny because Tether, the company, was removing and getting rid of U.S. currencies.
Yep.
As their backing or their tether. And they took these people through an investigation, and y'all look this up. I do not make this up. The SEC and a couple of the other monetary boards ran Tether through to break them down to get into this plan. Following that process, because what they were doing is saying, no, we're not putting all of our coins connected to just the US dollar. See, because cryptocurrency should be able to stand alone.
Yep.
An actual, if you are in the crypto space, we say, no, Miss Ruby, you got to be able to turn it up to a physical dollar. Why would you want to do that? I don't know about you, but why would you want to have to do that? If the dollar's dying, so are your so is your USDT. Same thing. It's pegged to the same problem. Does that make sense? So when Tether went out and did, it said, well, wait a minute. If the United States government they're going to get reserves of gold, well, I think that's the plan.
Let's play the game.
Let's play the game. They are paying attention to the game. My question for now my question is, and this is what this young lady was on there talking about. Are you in your house? Y'all get that? Are you? They've got contracts with the U.S. government. Contracts. They actually have direct connection to the reserve. You know, the Fed that prints the money. They have direct access, and still don't trust them. What does that tell you in your household? How many pieces of gold do you have? Anybody holding on to that jewelry, or y'all running down to we buy gold people? How many of y'all have one shop to go get you some silver? So making sure that you have something that holds the value while you watch the dollars die at the pump and at the supermarket. You watch your dollars die. And Miss Ruby, she don't know what she's talking about. Oh, I don't watch them die. I don't have that problem. I have reserves in other currencies so that in case these things flatline, no problem. I got something of value that the shopkeeper will take from me. Do you? That's the conversation we're having today, family. This is the kitchen. This is the breakfast. This is where you at. This is your mental wellness happening in real time. It is time. It is time to stop talking about what you're going to do and get to it. Where do we do it? Now that I love ITM trading, that's what I'm talking about. If you have a retirement plan, the level they work at is a lot higher than people just getting started trying to figure out, A, B, how do I get started? How do I get a little bit? And how do I start a small habit, Miss Ruby? Well, we actually do that currently. That's why I keep telling y'all, come to Wednesdays, or just go on and hit the QR code above Mr. Thomas right now, please. That's called At Cost Metals. I love it. Oh my God, I just got a piece recently to my storage, and I was like, damn. It's always good to hold value that has, and people have been talking to me about going down. I'm gonna share something with you about the going down of all of that. When things of long-term value go down, that means you get to get more. I have heard people go, oh, but Bitcoin and markets, and that's because you didn't know what the hell to do with it. I didn't lose money. People like myself who are in that space, we didn't lose money. Mr. Thomas, what did we do? Oh, baby, you're muted. Unmute.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
We hold it, we get more, because guess what? When it goes down, it is an opportunity to increase your holdings. It's to increase your value, your backing, your security, whichever word you want to use.
It actually makes your dollar stronger when that goes down. That means your dollar is stronger. So you better get it while your dollar has a higher level.
Think of it as compressing the dollar.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's when you get to make the choice to go spend it on something that's going to die. Like, oh, we're gonna get a new TV. Oh, we're gonna go let's go to the party. Let's go shopping. I'm gonna give me some seafood, baby. We're gonna celebrate. It's the holiday. Who the hell holiday is it if you broke? Anybody had a grand holiday with no money? That's the problem. That is the distraction.
Mm-hmm.
The distraction is when you spend money you don't have to do stuff that won't last. And when it's time for it to matter, it's not there because you said, I'm going to make memories instead of having a future.
And memories are good, but you should have memories that put you in a position that puts you in a better stand in life.
Oh, I prefer to use my future money to make future memories.
Look, we had a great weekend. I can guarantee you we made money over the weekend. Because I know I did. I made some over the weekend because I said, you know what? I can be home, have a good time, and still make things work.
Well,
now you got to work for more.
And the thing about it is you're in a time, we teach digital financial literacy. So stop thinking you got to be in front of your computer. You know, only reason I'm in front of the computer is because I'm actually building stuff and creating things. And it was too hot, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I was not on the beach this year. Like we were just having that conversation about last year. We were on the beach. We were out there. They had a whole parade, 4th of July. It was beautiful. On Coney Island, baby, I'm telling you, I was literally under the fireworks taking video. And I wasn't doing that at 100 and something plus degrees.
Yeah.
I was under my air conditioning, enjoying the fireworks on my computer, and we had guests. So it was food, it was fun, it was the same day. I don't celebrate the 4th, but everybody watched I like fireworks, period. It's exciting, but I don't have to celebrate the 4th because we are independent.
Mm-hmm.
This country didn't make that happen. I'm sorry, this corporation didn't make it happen. That's not how it works. I understand how that works. That's why, like the Indians, you know, the native Indians, the actual, not Native Americans, but the actual Indians, American Indians, don't celebrate that stuff because it ain't do crap for them. Remember, we talked about Plymouth Rock landed on me stuff. That's a reality. That's real.
That's funny.
Real state of being. For a lot of y'all that spent your money and your time celebrating a country that put you in the position you are today. So let's get out of there. Let's step out into the future together. That's what you got relief from today. That's mental wellness. When the madness ends from the delusion being removed, and then the opportunity opens up. So you don't have to leave this conversation in despair. What can you do about it?
Sure, you can do.
It's everywhere. For
Go
now,
ask a question. Go look up some stuff. There's a few keywords that would drop today.
check that QR code.
Yeah, QR code to get you. But there were a few keywords that would drop today. I don't know if everyone heard them all. The first one was "Fool me once, shame on me.
That's right.
Fool me twice, shame on who."
That's right.
And I'll give you the examples. Frederick, FDR, Nixon. That's all I'm gonna say. Those are the keywords I'm gonna give you guys. Go do your research. FDR and Nixon. FDR in 1933 and Nixon in 71. What happened in each time? The U.S. defaulted, took the money, took the gold promise away, and held it and changed the value of the dollar. Now, for all you guys who think, this is what I think, and this is, take it how you want. USD Tether and the Bretton Woods Initiative, which was when they channeled all dollars into the monetary reserve as the only way to do trade. USD Tether is now stabilizing itself to be the #1 holder of U.S.-backed treasuries, and now with the Genius Act in play, all accounts being I don't want to say that because see that might confuse some people.
Okay, Al, I think you're confusing people right now because you need to get your class together before you start talking. Slow down. I need you to slow down. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just you have more going on in your head than you're actually able to place out in an edible way. Got it? So I'm gonna be very clear with you all. We've been talking to y'all about the crypto terrain financially for over 7-8 years now. It has changed, my loves. I believe that this was no. Governments didn't. We've been trying to tell y'all get ahead of them because the game is big and large. We've been telling you all get ahead of them because they will come in, see what the world. See, you don't have a world view. You don't look at the world scope. They are watching screens that have a world scope. And when they see, oh my God, third world countries are changing powers. People are changing lifestyles in large numbers because of this thing called cryptocurrency. Because it works faster than their banking system. Unbanked people are now becoming wealthy owners. They're stepping up in power. They're calling people who used to be third world quiet enemies. Now they're calling them terrorists. Why? Because the power just went to the blockchain, which we told you to get to first. We told you to get there first. And we're telling you today, get to the blockchain and learn what it really looks like. Because the door is still open, but it's closing quickly. I've never seen legislation move around anything financial or digital so fast in my life. And I am definitely, I'm five decades old.
And anytime there's a financial initiative, it takes about 20 years to get on the table.
It took that long from, Alvin said, FDR to Nixon. Talk to me, babies. Y'all better recognize
40 years
time of power.
The Genius Act took 10 years, less than 10 years to get in play. Less than 10 years to come across the table, and everyone said yes right across the board. Unanimously across the board. Because they all knew what the game was.
I need you all to understand that there's a game in play, and there's room when you learn to play it. There's room when you don't have to worry about oh my God, it's a Ponzi scheme. You just need to be able to know what a Ponzi scheme looks like and what is coming at you. I teach digital financial literacy, which includes cyber safety for users, not cyber security, because you're not building or doing code. You're just learning how to move in the financial terrain finally. That's built into our courses. Why is it built in? Because the people don't know how to protect themselves from a machine that's moving their finances in their life fast forward. And they're trusting a government that didn't help you in the first place. Y'all get that? They're the ones now maneuvering you out of the new opportunity to put you back in your place of control.
What did you say, Rue? They don't really care about us?
Told you, Mike didn't die for nothing. That was one of his last songs. That was one of that last decade songs before he died. His message got stronger because he understood he needed to tell the people what was going on. Yes, he did. He had to do it subtly. He couldn't tell you that they didn't know about us. He wasn't going out there shouting. He's not on here on YouTube telling 10 people. See, I don't have I'm not a musical genius, so I can't make a song you'll listen to worldwide. But I can tell you, if you share this with another one and we keep sharing this message and then we bring everybody to class.
Share it out.
Oh, we can learn how they don't care about us and we get to do something about it. The system wasn't designed to care for you, it was designed to manage you. Can we remember that? Can somebody say that with me? The system was not designed to care for you. It was designed to manage you. You are a tool of it until you are not. You only have the value you create. And that is why we teach you to gather true value, gold, silver. You use crypto. People keep thinking I'm trying to move everybody's funds to the blockchain. Have you lost your mind? You just don't understand. And you keep listening to folks that ain't got a plan. So stop it.
Oh, no, they got a plan. They got a plan for your bottom line.
Watching the tabloids, and when I say a plan, is I got a lot of friends that teach about how to trade, how to this. But has anyone showed you how to set up your portfolio? Has anyone showed you how to move finances on a regular basis and create a stabilized form of income that keeps you, no matter what is happening around you, stable? See, that's what 2G digital financial literacy is about. That's what it's really about. We are not teaching people how to trade. We're teaching you that trading is an actual skill and to get the tools you need to create a stable future so that nobody can knock on your door. Get the hell out. You can get sick and not worry about the bills being paid, about how you're going to eat, what you're going to do. When that job goes, hey, we ain't making much money, I got to let most of y'all go. How many times y'all going to watch thousands of people be put out of businesses you still shopping at?
Yes, indeed.
That's crazy. Thousands, relatives and friends losing their job where you still put money into. Come on, somebody, sound fishy to you?
It ain't fishy.
But my question is,
what people do.
What are you doing about you? See, we got to go back now. Now we got to, now I'm going to do what my good friend and Barry was on last week. Mr. B, I tell you right now, you said something to me that taught me to grow up real quick because I have a big ego. That man said, I need to stay in my lane. And I was about 28 or so. You don't tell a 28-year-old black woman stay in her lane. That's crazy. As I wanted to kill him. I was like, wait, hold up a second. And you knew I didn't have no nice words to say about him. And I had all this head right here rolling around, you know what I'm saying, snapping that neck. Until I just turned, then I turned 40. And all I begged for was my lane. All I wanted, and I'm telling my sisters right now, if you are in your 20s, if you are in your 30s, if you are in your 50s and your 60s and your 70s and you haven't learned this lesson, I'm going to tell you as the sister, auntie, mama, cousin, grandma that I am, to learn to stay in your lane, mind your own business, and learn what is real and true. And I'm not talking, my sisters and brothers, about being subservient to man or woman. What I am telling you right now is learn to stay in your lane, handle your home and your health and your wealth first, and handle the world after. I don't care if it's your baby, your husband, your grandma, your whoever. If you ain't got you, nobody got nothing. And
go ahead.
The one thing I have had to learn over time and the hard way, because when I tell you I am a true believer that there is a God in heaven that created my tail with purpose, because I've been sat down not one, not two, but 3 times in this life. And I'm about to be sat back down because I got to handle what stress did to me over time. But the first way I took care of it was I had to learn to stay in my lane. Mind not the business of your brothers, because you can't keep a brother when you can't keep you. You are not your brother's keeper until you are able to shepherd your life. So mind your business and put it in order.
And I hope everyone understands the word to shepherd and what it means.
I remember one thing. I don't help people. We help people help themselves. Only people get to eat around us are the ones that are serving and making their own food. You can watch, you can listen, but you then have to take steps. I have to tell you, I know my problem. I don't know if my former partners are watching, but I know your frustration. But we had to resolve the problem. We had to stop trying to help people. We had to stop trying to feed folks. And you come to Breakfast with the Thomases, this is where you get fed that which takes you forward with energy and knowledge, with new arising and enlivening to your day, to a life that you call a grind. Today is Monday. Do you know some people can't stand waking up on Monday? I'm telling you, you are blessed because you woke up.
Who you telling?
Not let no job and no occupation, which you do temporarily, be your need and your purpose for existence. Have you lost your mind?
It is the greatest thing to take that first breath and put your foot down on the ground and be grateful in that.
And amen. I don't care if you believe or don't believe. The fact that you drew breath today, knowing that there are hundreds of thousands that did not. That is how nature works. You got me? Stay thankful, stay thankful and optimistic.
Shout out to Black Casper right there.
You understand where I'm coming from? Because let me share something with you. I have, like I said, been sat down. Operations, illness. Honey, I was almost 400 pounds in my life. And I woke up sometimes having a hard time to breathe. That man right there was sometimes not there when I could not breathe. And who was there with me in the silence? Prayer, hope. That was it. That's all I had was prayer and hope. And then I had the steps I had to take. Reality. A lot of y'all watch, I know I love her, sister Ayanna Van Sant. She'll let you know you can cry, but then you're going to have to work. You have to make a decision that today is the last day of any of that I've given up to God, and because he got purpose for me. And I'm going to figure out that purpose because he's going to tell me. And all you got to do, starting with that, is ask. I don't care if it's the universe. I don't care if it's the great creator. I don't care what you call it. You can call it the great pumpkin, Charlie Brown. But whatever it is you believe in, you better get on your knees, say, what do we got to be doing with making this thing purposeful? Purposeful. My life. Why did I wake up? Because I know it wasn't to go sit on somebody's phone and try to fix somebody's problem. That was my life before I did this. I know it wasn't waking up to make sure that other people were okay only, and nothing for me. See, I get to do that. And I tell you now, it's a whole different world. I used to be a burden, and now it's a pleasure. I'm going to share something. When you get your finances together, something else, everything else kicks in. I don't know what happens. Time, finance, you wake up, I don't worry about money. I don't be like, oh God, what's happening with the market? Why? Because I took the time to put something away that has value if the market and everything else goes boom. I got a future, just like the people y'all are listening. This woman is telling you about the people who secured their future, and you still sitting like, I don't know. I'm telling you, I quit my job in 2020. I didn't have no real, I'll tell you right now, I didn't really have anybody to retire from because I spent most of my life taking care of other people's longevity. So finally, I get a job. When I figured out financial literacy, I knew what to do with the money. When my boss said, hey, Miss Ruby, I can only give you about, I want to reward you with something. I can give you about an extra 50 cents an hour. I smiled at him and said, thank you. Because he didn't understand I was turning freaking 50 cents into $50 by the end of the week. I had a plan and I was working it. I didn't mind getting paid $17.50, working like a dog. I didn't mind. I was smiling. And I'm one of his best workers, and he couldn't understand it. Everybody else complained about money but me. But when you finally sit your ass down and you listen to what somebody says, like, okay, you too can save when you ain't got no money. You too can get it popping when your money's small and it ain't real strong. When you want services. And people are scared, oh, am I going to lose my Social Security? You lost that a long time ago. You just didn't know it.
Yep.
That's got its finite date. Are you going to lose your food stamps? Done. I'm not saying this because I'm trying to be mean. I'm telling you, there's already laws in place that you've lost it. My question is, are you ready to get up and go get a new job after you've retired after 35 years of working at your top age? Because that's how much you've got left in a system where your retirement is being sucked into Ponzi schemes because they need a place to put debt at. They need someone now to take on debt. When the bully can't fight and can't win in the yard, where does he go? Home.
Go back home.
He doesn't go find a new yard. He goes home. The bully can't fight in the world anymore. Who's at home to bully now? Sisters and brothers, we got to stand up so you are impervious to the bully coming in the house. Because it's happening. Your taxes, inflation, required fees on everything. Now he done bullied Tether into becoming the new reserve. Tether was like, screw it. If I got to do it, I got to do it. But we're not going to do it and take the loss. They decided to be smart about it. They knew they had to take on the loss, but they also said, we're going to shore up our reserves.
Shore up our reserves.
With the one thing we knew the whole world, they can't control the gold. Your government can mess around with your dollar bills in your bank account, but what they can't control is gold around the world, the value. My question is when are you going to get that? Our elders went through the depression and understood that. The ones that were wealthy went through the New Deal and then shift over where Alvin was talking about that Bretton Woods thing where they had to take the dollars. They took all your gold to go make the dollar back by something. Well, guess what? There was ones that said, oh, hell nah, we good. We ain't giving them all this. Nah, boo, we can't do it. And they became the new billionaires that you see today. Their family names lived from that time till today. You'll see buildings. Anybody know what a company called Tish is? Oh, we still have, Mr. Thomas, what are some of the famous names on the buildings?
On the building? Shoot.
Yeah. That old money.
You got F.W. Woolworth still here, 500 500 Lexington Avenue. You got Greystone. You got Sears Tower. You got Chase, JP Morgan Chase. Oh man, you
tell you how many.
You still got the Chemical Bank in Chicago.
So let me just share this with you. I'm going to ask a question. What is your name going to be written on in the next 30 years? If you should pass on, what will be left in the world? And I got a lot of folks who are like, I don't care, taking it with. I'm just going to spend it out. I can't take it with me. I don't care. They got to figure it out for themselves. No problem. But what if you live? That's the part. That's the part you got.
See, I was about to say something because I said, you know what? Most people don't know they're worth more when they're dead than they're alive, and they don't even get the.
Not even the conversation for today. We don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
That's why I said we're gonna leave that. We're gonna
have a conversation right now with the ones that want to make it and want to make it well. Okay, because I'm gonna tell you right now. Everybody's well, Miss Ruby, what you got? None of your damn business. I'm here.
Say that again.
Let me share something with you. This costs money to maintain for this long. Y'all get that, right? On stereo, we are now 4 years. On YouTube, check my YouTube. That's an 8-year journey, and it ain't free. Technology control. I use technology I pay for. Y'all know that, right? These are bills. How I pay my bills if we still doing this. Y'all understand where I'm coming from? For all the ones that asked me 2 years ago, but what kind of cars you drive? I don't. I live in New York, baby. I got drivers. We have a car, but I'd be stupid to get in that thing and roll around the town all the time. I got drivers.
When it ain't necessary.
It's so funny. Honey, I can push an Escalade anytime. We can be a Denali any week of the day of the week. See, it's a mentality thing. But how much do you own of yourself, of your own time? Can't answer my question. If you decided to go, and how many of y'all can take a month and a half off to go help a relative that needed your support? I did it 2 years in a row during the holidays. Not on the holidays. And I'm actually getting ready to go back out to do it again, because the goal of it is to be able to spend my time having finances cover me the way I needed to be able to do what matters. I love my family. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to take care of them. I choose. I've lost mom, dad. I've lost both of my parents, actually 3 parents, all my grandparents. I have my elder aunts, my sisters and brothers, and I've even lost one of my siblings who I was able to be there for before he died. And he don't even live in the same state. Didn't ask no one permission to go. Y'all still living like you in kindergarten, got to ask to go to the bathroom. And you looking at me like this is a hard conversation? I think an easy conversation is to show up to a Wednesday night, baby. Come to crypto.
Conversation is the fact that they're looking in the mirror and what you're saying is speaking volumes.
You still got to ask somebody when you could take lunch. Baby, let me tell you something. You earning time off. That's you earning pieces of your own life. I need you to get that. And we've got to get off. It's like we never left high school. You went from high school to the work world, and you still in the same situation. Baby, let me tell you a little something about high school. Y'all remember back in the day, used to be truancy. You get in trouble for not going to school. That's because you were required to be in school by government. Now they got you so stuck to your taxes that you required to be at work. Otherwise, we gonna know what you're doing with your time. That's not freedom. That's not choice. You're back in their control. And if you would like to learn about why and how that exists, you can come hang out with us on a Saturday. New schedule. That's right.
Saturday, baby.
Right. But crypto and business is every Wednesday. Now, what is that conversation? We talk about the foundation of why you use crypto, but we don't end in crypto. I just want to make sure that's very clear. Our goal in P2G has always been acquire, build, protect. The only way you can protect is in gold and contracts, gold and silver and contracts. Simple as that. And when they say, oh, that's dollar denominated. No, it's not. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about protection. That's the way this land works. Contracts. Y'all better know where you are and how it works. Otherwise, you're probably losing the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reality conversation. If you're not doing so well and you wondering why you busting your butt, working crazy hours, can't get no stress, you're stressed out and you're getting sick physically, can't even really pay your bills and keep up, have a conversation about it. That changed for me when I finally took my butt. And look, I am not saying to go do this, but I'm telling you right now, shout out to Operation Hope and John Hope. Operation Hope took the time to come to low-income areas and gave people an opportunity to be taught about credit, the debt system, to be taught about what's called civil rights, owning property and home ownership, and being able to build in your community. My thing is if I had not taken that program, I'd still be running the business. I'll be running my business, spinning my wheels. I wouldn't understand how I kept getting myself in trouble, in and out of debt. So we took that to the next level. You should be able to build debt that's usable so you get assets and protect them. But don't wait. I tell you right now, don't come to Wednesday night. And when you see free, that don't mean low value. Y'all keep seeing free. Oh, I'll go next week. What happens if we don't show up next week because we on a project? What happens if the conversation gets shut down by next week that you didn't show this week and everything happens? See, I keep telling y'all, money and time ain't got nothing to do with your time, your schedule, availability. I keep telling everybody, you got to make sure you create your stability. If someone says, come get it, don't wait till the table's empty or the store is closed. Because this is a conversation. You want to know the step by step, you got to come here, baby. You got to get to the
time we wait till the door. You wait till the door is closed and you're mad because the door is closed on you now.
So you want to have a conversation, ask questions, get some info. That's on Wednesday nights. This is a once a month program. I'm sorry, I can't say that. It's twice a month. I'm going to be doing every 2 weeks until we get the funds to fund the children's camp in August. So we're doing a fundraiser right now for donations. We're donating the entire amount that we get in for this masterclass. This is a doing business with crypto. That means for not just for the businesses, but for the consumers. Y'all gonna get everything we give in our 8-week program. Our 12-week program.
12.
Small in a condensed version, 3 hours on a Saturday. Only in this case, you'll be able to learn how to bring income into your household. On July 11th, Saturdays, go on to the website. This actually is up on our website. The link is at the bottom. When you put that up, you are donating so that children can learn how to learn gaming and crypto and how to build finances for what they want. Some kids have been able to actually pay for things like their own bike. Some wanted a computer to be a stronger computer to do more gaming. Some wanted different things some of the kids did. But this is also to teach them that whole week they'll be with us. We teaching them about being digital entrepreneurs. And it's beautiful because their families have to support them. They can't own these things. So mom and dad have to get involved. Y'all learn to come in and learn to sponsor a family by building your business. When I told y'all to mind your business in the beginning, this is how you mind your business. You make sure that you keep giving forward and getting value at the same time. This is one of the things that helped me to really love blockchain because it's like the gift that keeps giving. So I'm talking about. So I also want you guys to know that if you look on the website, go to P2G, the ones on stereo, all y'all got this, all right? If you're seeing us on any of these forms, you're gonna see a QR code that takes you straight to the website. Go there and go check it out. Everything is not for sale. See what's still there. That is not the new website. But anyone who signs up for the website will be a part of our membership for the new website we're building. We want you all to come to be a community, to see each other for the first time, to be able to talk to the international groups that we have been working with on all these social medias. We are leaving social media. We have already shut down, just a notification. We are no longer on Telegram. P2G has stopped utilizing Telegram. Anyone representing myself or anybody else or talking to anybody under my name, please let you know that P2G and Ruby Thomas are no longer on and operating on Telegram. We have
We are
people
gone.
mimicking us, and Telegram does not have protections built against that. So until they get their act together, we don't do business with it that way. And it's nothing to say about Telegram. If y'all love it, y'all got it. You know, that's fine. But we are about safe technology use. And I don't ask people for money on any platform. I don't care what platform you're on. You go to the website, you do business. We do business that way. Go straight to P2G's website. All right. Then we do our study, our privacy study. Our privacy study is status correction and all that, the responsibilities as well as the benefits. Our goal is to teach you about estate building, discharging debt, learning how to utilize debt, and how to create trust and protections for your family and your legacy. I'm not doing the teaching. We are a resource. This is an introduction. You're going to get some info. You're going to get some resources. You're going to get some direct access to it for yourself. And then when you become a part of our group, you get to join us. You get to be a part of the live group. We are a study group, those who work together to help each other get through the paperwork and the information. Because until we start stepping up and doing something about this, it's just talk. And good luck with that if y'all want to keep talking about it forever, because life don't change till you change it yourself. All right, let's go. Now, told you guys we don't do those. The status correction is no longer on Saturday because Sunday? Because on Sundays, the only class that takes place is our Sunday digital financial literacy course. It is live. It is it's a 2-hour get your business or get your act together process. I love it because what we're doing is we're learning each week. We learn to do something different, and it says here for those who can't see it, it says grow your first week. We're gonna grow your small amounts and profit, and I don't mean we're gonna try. No, we're gonna do. You're gonna see some things that's gonna change some dollars first day. You don't believe me? Sign up for the program. It is a 4-week program, and it is $100. You are going to contribute where you eat. Y'all get what I'm saying? There's no open bowl and no contribution. It's just like everything else. Everyone contributes to keep it going. Then we got bankroll projects. You're going to bankroll projects for passive income. Who would like to bankroll a bank? Who would like to actually be the bank? Because y'all know y'all are not investors. I hope y'all get that. You're not an investor. That's not how that works. Who you are is a client. You're a customer. So get out of being a customer and be one of the people that are earning from the situation where you've got platforms that are utilizing your resources that are not moving. Because your banks are sitting with coins in them that don't make no money. And we have a no lazy money policy around here. All right. In week 3, you're going to learn how to double dip on profit making. I know it's crazy. What does that mean, Miss Ruby? It means exactly what I said. We're going to take that same passive income and we're going to go double down. We're going to double down on that in profits the next week. You're getting week by week building processes on your finances. Ones that you can learn, rinse, repeat. Then week 4 is grow safe long-term projects like banks. Y'all heard the plan. Y'all heard the plan. They go in, they make themselves a part of the ecosystem, and then they go put it in something solid, right, y'all? That's right, because they need that long green, that long gold. And that's what you're going to learn how to do. Because those who decide, like I said, no guts, no glory, and therefore you ain't got no time. And what does that young lady say? She ain't got no time for you anyway, sucker. I tell you right now, this is not, what we do is not light heart. This isn't for the weak or the meek. They say, oh, the future's given to the meek. No, it's not. You have to be strong for you and for your family. You're going to have to take the steps and stop waiting for all of us to get together. I love my family dearly, but I can't wait for them to take care of myself. And the one thing I have to remind them constantly is I can't save them. My resources are only going to be able to manage myself. I want you to think of this time in the world whereas if you have no value, you can't be in a survival group. That's how that works. The survival group won't include you. Y'all remember that movie, that show Survivor? Everyone has to contribute or you don't eat. And that's where the West Indian, look, I married a West Indian. I love that saying, them don't work, don't eat. And mama said that, his mama said that often, a lot. I was like, oh, I like that. You don't contribute, don't bring a bowl. And that's a bottom line. That's life. If you don't have the money, you have free days. My question is invest your time. Too many of us haven't, you think you don't have money. What you don't have is ideas. And that's why you need to be a part of a community. And we invite you to the community meetups where we're coming up with ways to overcome the problems that you call issues we've worked through. See, I was broke. I had no work. I was raising kids. I was on food stamps and everything when all of this started. It's okay. I had to get off the system and realize that I needed a system to work for me. And now that I have it, the system only works when I work it and others work it as well. So the more of us that work together, the more wider and more widespread it is. Y'all do know Oprah wouldn't be wealthy if it wasn't for the ones that contributed to her, right? Y'all made her wealthy. You all make the wealthy people you see in the news and on TV, names on stuff. You gave them their wealth. Now my question is when will you wake up and take ownership of yours? Come on in. We love you. And some of y'all need to call me today because my babies, I see you out there. Thank you so much for being on. I appreciate everybody that's been on Grand Rising. Y'all got up this morning and y'all did your damn thing. Y'all stayed on and y'all got that information. I want you to keep going. Don't drop the ball. Some of y'all don't keep it going, and that's the problem. Not today. Say it with me. Not today. You're going to find out something new. You're going to get something out of this world. You're going to go find out if what Miss Ruby said is true. And you're going to get in touch with Miss Ruby because you can. I'm not untouchable. But I am intolerable of anybody's nonsense. So don't bring me no bad news because I ain't got nothing for you. I love you, babies. All right, let's go. Let's go. Ooh, we got some love in the house. Let me see what we got. Who? Oh, Miss Shelby. That's my co-host on the other side. We got that stereo in the house. How we doing, baby? Ooh, that's so low. Like, oh, wake up, girl. I hear you. Go on, wake it up. Get that pep in your step and that boast in your voice. All right. I love you all. Miss Faye, we see you. I hope you're enjoying your time in Vegas. All right. I know Mr. Thomas Thurland, he got to go get his car. He got to go take care of it. It's nice and rainy today. Got some cool air. So I'm going to go out and take a little walk in the rain because that's what I love to do. You know, that's my passion. And I'll see you all very soon. Come to class or hop on and connect with us. You have some things going on in the world. Let us know. Here we go. Go ahead, sis. One more message from Miss Shelby.
I'm awake. Sorry, it was just low because I was away from my phone. But Grand Risings, hope everyone has a great Monday.
That's better. There she goes. That's the voice I know. All right, my loves. I'll see you soon. Hi, baby girl. Auntie D in the house. Miss Faye in the house. How you doing, baby? And this is the gentleman with the website. I told you guys do your homework. You got an assignment. Make sure you do your homework. Before you click the link or open it up, you make sure you put it in the browser and ask Google about the reviews. Make sure it's real. All right. See you soon. I love you much. Don't forget. Breakfast with the Thomas.
Ooh. See you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases.